WFM. Today is Wednesday, September 11th, an odd day. I'm Sydney.
And I'm Abby, and in today's announcements, just a quick note to all students and staff that although things may appear to be turning back to normal, there is still a strong support system in place to help you if you or a friend may need it. Just stop by the counseling office if you feel like you're struggling. Are you a senior in need of a personal narrative essay? The English department is here to help you in writing any personal essay for any purpose. Need help brainstorming topics? Stop in and get help. Already have a draft? Great. We can help you revise it. Sessions will be on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in 12:09, but today's in 11:09. No need to sign up, just stop in. Are you interested in becoming an MC this year? If so, there will be a mandatory MC informational meeting on September 18th at 12:15 p.m. in the Science LGI. People who are interested should come and learn about the tryouts. For more information, you can contact Ms. DuBois or Ms. Mason with any questions. And now over to Sydney.
Thanks, Abby. Come to Masterminds this Friday in room 2220 during 9th period. Answer some trivia questions and learn more about the club and find out about Central New York's Quiz Bowl Alliance opportunities. All are welcome. And finally, on this anniversary of the tragedies of 9/11, we all can use this day to reflect on those we have lost and the heroes of this Patriots' Day. One such individual, Wells Crowther, sacrificed his own life and safety to rescue dozens of people during the attacks on the World Trade Center in New York City. Perhaps the best person to continue to tell his story is his college roommate and friend, our very own Mr. Gangloff.
Once 9/11 happened, that was, an incredible shock to all of us. I remember that day. I remember everything about that day like it happened last week. I remember the sounds, the sights. I remember watching the news that morning. Pretty much everybody just kind of froze that day. So Wells, he was one of my roommates in college. I met him junior year. He was looking for a place to live. He was a unique individual. He was a ton of fun. He wanted to live every weekend like it was going to be the best ever. A lot of times it was like he was concerned about legacy, like what are we going to do that people are going to remember? What are we, what are you going to do that people are going to remember? And I remember that probably the most about him was, what are you going to do to make somebody else's life better? What are you going to do to help somebody? And he was constantly doing those things. At heart, he was just a truly caring individual, and he was a great friend and a loyal friend. I got a phone call early that morning that from Johnny saying that a plane crashed into one of the World Trade Center buildings, and he's like, "I just talked to Wells. The plane didn't hit his building. He's fine." I sat there watching the news, and I watched the second plane crash into Wells' building. His company had actually set up a website where the employees could check in and say like, "Oh, this is so-and-so, I'm okay." And so we sat there for hours refreshing the website, trying to see if Wells was checking in, and he wasn't all day. We got to later that night, and he still hadn't checked in, and that's kind of when reality set in that probably the worst had probably happened. The New York Times started publishing articles about survivors that day and their stories, and a couple of the stories kept referencing a man in a red bandana. And Wells' mom, Allison, she put it together that it had to be Wells that they were talking about. So she got in touch with one of the women her story was in the New York Times, and she sent this woman a picture of Wells and was like, she said, was this the man that saved you? And she was like, "Oh my God, yeah, this is the guy." He had actually carried her down probably like 18, 20 flights of stairs. He carried her down and handed her off to uniformed firefighters who were coming up looking for people. And Wells went back up. So at this point in time, I think they credit for him saving up to 17 people. He was carrying people down flights of stairs. Several times he could have walked out of the building before it collapsed, and he just kept going back up and because there were still people that were alive in the sky lobby, which is where he had found the stairwell that was working. And so, you know, he lost his life, but I like to look at it as he went out doing something that he truly wanted to be doing, which was helping people and saving people. And you know, it's a pretty powerful story and a pretty powerful impact that he was able to make on 17 people's lives, and that's just how he impacted people that day. I know he's impacted thousands of people since that day who see his story and are inspired by it. And I think that his story is so powerful, it's worth repeating, and just to keep his legacy carrying on.
Thank you to Mr. Gangloff for continuing to spread the story of courage and character that is Wells Crowther. Well, that's all we have for today. I'm Sydney.
And I'm Abby.
Have a great day, FM.